Imagine a situation where lines blur, where conflict is not between states but within a single country. How do we know when the crucial protections and rules of war, designed to limit suffering, suddenly become active? International humanitarian law, often called the laws of war, is triggered in non-international armed conflicts when two main conditions are met for an organized armed group. First, the group must possess a significant level of organization. Second, the violence between the group and state forces, or even between multiple such groups, must reach a sustained level of intensity. These two thresholds are the cornerstone because they distinguish a true armed conflict from mere internal disturbances, riots, or isolated acts of banditry. The organization criterion ensures the group has enough structure to potentially respect IHL obligations, with elements like a command structure, internal discipline, and the ability to plan and carry out sustained military operations. The intensity criterion assesses the nature of the violence itself, looking for prolonged armed confrontations, territorial control, the types of weapons used, and the sheer number of casualties. Both factors together indicate that a situation has escalated beyond simple law enforcement and demands the application of IHL. To determine if these conditions are met, legal experts and international bodies carefully assess objective criteria. For organization, they examine whether the group has a chain of command, a headquarters, uniforms, or insignia, and if it can recruit, train, and equip its members. For intensity, they consider the duration and frequency of clashes, the scale of military operations, the number of persons displaced or killed, and whether the United Nations Security Council or other international bodies have recognized the situation as an armed conflict. It is a factual determination based on observable evidence, not a political label. A key insight here is that the application of IHL does not grant any political legitimacy to an organized armed group. Rather, it simply imposes obligations on all parties to the conflict to respect humanitarian principles, regardless of their status under domestic law. This legal framework, primarily found in Common Article 3 of the Geneva Conventions and Additional Protocol 2, aims to protect persons not directly participating in hostilities and to limit the means and methods of warfare, even when state sovereignty is at play. Understanding these triggers is vital for anyone involved in or observing such conflicts. It clarifies when combatants must respect civilian protections, when prisoners must be treated humanely, and when medical personnel and facilities are inviolable. This knowledge ensures that even in the chaos of non-international armed conflicts, a baseline of humanity is upheld, reducing suffering for all those caught in the hostilities.